Hey, it's Eric from Orderlytics, and in this demo we're going to focus on setting up a fulfillment account and specifically for Shopify. As I mentioned to you guys, we are in the process of beta testing the addition of Shopify into Orderlytics, and how you do that is you set it up just like you would a normal Amazon account, but you would come down once you log into Orderlytics for the first time. You would do your normal setup where you would come into the info section, you would grab your ClickFunnels link for your orders, and you would take this link and you would drop this into your settings page on ClickFunnels. And there's another video that we have that demonstrates that under the Get Started section. So I encourage you to take a look at that when you get a chance. Once you get this URL loaded into your ClickFunnels account and you've got the correct events of purchase updated, that's the key. Then you can come back over here and you can create and establish your Shopify account for your fulfillment. So it's a little bit different than the Amazon. Amazon is a retailer account. So you're placing orders into Amazon, and you can create a new one by simply coming in here and filling out the Amazon information. So that's a retail or a retailer account. You'll see here that we're testing Walmart, and we've got Nordstrom's and other retailers that we are uh, trying to build out. But right now we're going to focus on the fulfillment accounts. And so what we're going to be doing with Shopify is that we're going to be taking a ClickFunnels order and we're going to post that into your Shopify store. And we're basically going to then create an order within Shopify. So we're going to treat this as a fulfillment account as opposed to a direct retailer. We also have other, we can also build out, if you're not using Shopify and you're using a direct fulfillment house. As an example here, we have one here called Fulfillment Lab. Could be ShipWire, ShipStation, any 3PL, any type of niche merchant fulfillment vendor that's out there. If they've got an API, we can build to it. So if ClickFunnels doesn't have an integration for a vendor that you're looking for, like James and James or some other ones, then we can actually build those integrations for you. But for this video, we're going to focus on Shopify. So what you would do is you'll see that I've got a test account down here, and basically the information that you need, you'll see up here at the top, is that you can give it a unique name. You got your fulfillment, which vendor. So right now we've just got the account build out showing Fulfillment Lab and Shopify. So you would set Shopify, and then you would put in your API key for your Shopify account, your API password, your shop URL, and then we have basically the fulfillment status fulfilled, basically every line item in the order that has been fulfilled. So you would just basically put in that type of status here. You drop down and you could do null, partial line items, or but typically what we do is we just set it and leave it at fulfilled. So, but the key thing is the API key, the API password in your shop URL, so that we can then post the order to your store. And then once you save that, you can see an example here for our test account. If we just go ahead and look at the edit, you can see all the fields, and you'll see that how we've got the information kind of built out. And you'll see you can just default this fulfillment status to fulfilled and leave that set. You don't need to use null or partial at this time. All right, so once you get that established, as an order comes in from ClickFunnels based on the URL that you got from your info, Orderlytics will then take that order, that sale data, and that we will then go ahead and you'll see that appear in the orders list as the orders start coming in. So you'll see things like the retailer fulfillment. You'll see the merchant list here. So I've got a few that are listed for Amazon, but I've got one test order here for Shopify and one test order here for Fulfillment Labs, and just showing you the different examples. So you'll see the price that you paid. This would be the ClickFunnels price of the amount that you collected. And then if there was a retailer account, you'll see, like on Amazon, the amount that you paid on Amazon. So you can see that these were test orders. But in this case, the fulfillment, since you're not purchasing anything in the back end, the retailer price on this will always be 0. for Shopify, but you can see what you collected on the ClickFunnels transaction here. And then it gives you basically the product name, the quantity, and the product ID or SKU. So one of the things that we'll need to do probably before you get into the orders is that you'll have to set up the product itself. So you'll come in here to the products, and you will then need to give it a product name, select which retailer or fulfillment. So in this case, Shopify. And let's go ahead and look at this. We'll edit this one and look at the field setting for this one. So then you've got basically your ClickFunnels product ID. So you'll need to know a ClickFunnels product ID based on the ClickFunnels product page. When you create your product, you'll get your product ID. And in another video, we show how you get that product ID. And then you just need to drop in your Shopify product SKU. So if you don't have one defined, then you can just create any number. But we need to have a unique relationship of ClickFunnels product ID to a Shopify product. So if you want to have, let's say you've got one product in your Shopify account and you want to have multiple quantities that you can sell for as packages in ClickFunnels. So you might have a product for one product ID with the same Shopify SKU with the quantity of one. Then you would come back in the ClickFunnels, you would create a second product ID for, let's say, a product of 2. So then you would then use the same Shopify product identifier, but you would have a different ClickFunnels identifier, and you would just set the quantity to a different amount. So you have a unique relationship to a ClickFunnels product and a ClickFunnels quantity to a Shopify product. And then it just tells Orderlytics how many of the quantity of that product was ordered out of ClickFunnels and how many should be set as an order within Shopify. And you can build these out. So you might have a product ID in ClickFunnels for 5 and another product ID for 10 as a quantity, or it might be, let's say, for a garment, it might be for a different color. So you'll need to note that as well. So you'll create an association of all your product IDs in ClickFunnels to your Shopify product. And then you'll have a list here, and you can see as an example, I've got, like, let's see, here's an example right here. I've got test product 1, test product 2, and this is an Amazon instance, but it still applies. It's the same principle. I've got the same Amazon product ID, so you could have the same Shopify product, but I've got 2 different ClickFunnels product IDs, and I've just got different quantities here. So you just want to make sure that you set up multiple product associations for the various quantities. If you just have one product, one quantity, then you just need one product reference in Orderlytics. And then once the orders start coming in, you'll see them appear in the orders list, and you'll see them as a status of successful if everything matches. Typically, areas that we see unsuccessful is if for some reason Shopify is down and the API call failed, but most notably it's due to, let's say, a bad shipping address. So what you can do in this case, as an example for the fulfillment labs, for an unsuccessful, you can come over here to the action, you can do resubmit order, and it gives you a form window to let you change or correct the address. And then you can hit resubmit, and then it'll reprocess the order, and then it'll message back whether it was successful or not. And then one other feature we just recently added, just want to kind of point that out. If you append your links, your advertising links that go to your ClickFunnels sales page, if you use the Google UTM codes, such things as UTM_source, medium, campaign, term, and content, if you put those in your URLs, and we do have an article in the help desk that talks about this, if you append those URLs, when they come into ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels will capture those terms and those values, and they will pass them into Orderlytics, and you can then see what campaign and down to the keyword that generated that sale. It's just another way of you tracking back of how revenue and what was the best combination that generated sales and revenue. Also in the Orderlytics Google analytics e-commerce module that we have. You can also get a lot of that reporting on the e-commerce data as well. Hopefully this video gives you a good sense for the Shopify fulfillment, but once the order comes in the Shopify, it will then create an order on the Shopify side. It'll be treated as a new order, new customer, and then we'll follow the standard procedures that you have on your account. Any questions, feel free to hit me up in the help desk. Thanks.